Hi there. This is the free formation of quantum healing, two-point method. I'm Frauke German, and I'm doing the two-point method seminars and webinars, workshops for 10 years now, and I'd like to share my experiences with you. In the beginning, when I recognized that quantum physics, quantum mechanics are the same as spirituality with different words, a quantum leap was happening in my life. And I will just begin with this tiny little book I wrote in 2011. You can buy it not yet in English, but in German and French. But in English, it's only in my computer, but I will share the first pages with you. How big is the universe? In my thoughts, I go to the end of the world and beyond. What is there? Maybe unmanifest being, the primordial soup, nothingness, God, spirit, the love that dwells in hidden places. But God revealed himself, otherwise we would not exist. In the beginning was the word and the thought. Who observes? Who measures? Who judges? The human being, I. Am I merely creation, or am I also creator? The discoveries of quantum mechanics lead to fascinating answers. A worldview that turns everything upside down. But once understood, it leads directly to the quantum leap, the expanded state of being human. He who seeks for truth must not take fright when he finds it. Quantum leap. At this point in time, we talk of the impending leap in human consciousness. In my opinion, this brings the possibility of two diametrically opposing developments for humankind. Human brings on Earth a primarily focused on material reality. In increasing measure, this material reality also contains the conscious perception of the subtle realms, such as the ether, the astral, and the mental sphere. In its struggle to survive, humanity has to find a way that will ensure its continued existence on the material plane. Humanity, nature, and the atmosphere are attuned to each other and to minutest detail. A comparatively small change in the atmosphere, barometric pressure, state of vibration could instantly wipe out all forms of life on this planet. With the beginning of the third millennium, a so-called star year, a cycle of 26,000 years, draws to its conclusion. We live in a time right now. There's a big change, quantum leap, and there are different ways of outcome for each of us personally. I ask of myself, where does humanity find itself at this point? And where is it headed? It seems to me that the time of the material, the bigger, better, and more imposing, is losing its appeal. In increasing measure, the focus shifts to the smaller things, even to the very smallest of things that can hardly be called a thing at all. Headlines about contemporary science and increasingly dominated by light photons, strings, string theory, and the field. The human being, God's creation, or rather co-creator with God, is the human being, us, God's creation, or rather co-creator with God? That's a real question. And I believe myself, we are all one cell of this one huge body, this one spirit, this oneness. We take part of it. And you and me, we are so important because all those big body of God is made of all those tiny little cells, and we co-create all of this. And it's us who will also together or independently create our worlds. And my question inside of me, the world I'm creating, am I doing the right acts? Am I in the center of myself, in this unique color, in this unique sound, in this unique thought of God? Who am I? Who you are? Everybody can express another quality of the big one. It's like the cells in our bodies. The eye cell will do other things, has other responsibilities than my fingers and the cells of my heart and the cells of my feet. And the real question, the real answer I'm looking for, and I like to share with you, how can we get into this purpose, in this unique being, who I am, who you are. And with the 2-point method, for me, it's the fastest and the way that directly into this heart spot where we find ourselves, and also the purpose and the sense of being. Everything is possible and conceivable. I don't know what it is. Are we creating our worlds, or even each and every one of us our individual worlds? Is everything dependent on the observer, or does the world outside actually exist in an objective way? If you have not yet discovered this for yourself, it is a topic that requires utterly new synaptic connections in the brain. With a little sense of exploration on your part, it will develop an amazing dynamic of its own. This is how I felt when quantum physics and quantum philosophy entered my life. I was delighted to discover that our still mostly unregulated internet offers a vast variety of wonderful informations, videos, and forums for discussion. Yes, it's also a chance to be connected like this and to have this multiple choice of information. With a background in humanities, it was still possible for me to immerse myself on the field of natural science and to feel at home. How often did I see the light while watching physics experiments on YouTube? A new, barely tangible understanding and awareness tried to manifest itself within my mind. The content of this book moves in the tension field of particle and wave, creation and creator, or in the words of Erich Fromm, having or being. The following is an attempt to put in words what can hardly be put in words, because it's based on a human understanding, in my case, female understanding, that develops deep inside and grows to become a certainty. It is no personal possession and could never be called so. The source that this experience springs from is in the non-personal, and yet this experience is instantly accessible to anyone who opens himself or herself. This marriage of spirituality and the understanding of quantum mechanics, and mostly those two laws in quantum mechanics, the double slit experiment and this law of entanglement. Entanglement from information fields. For me, it's the base understanding of the two-point method. Why does it work? When I understand the double slit experience, when does light behave like a particle? And when does light behave like a wave? And when I can see what has that to do with my consciousness, in my acting, in my regarding, in my being. So we can switch from particle observation to getting into this quantum field of infinitive possibilities. But there's one thing which is very important for me, and I would never like to do the two-point method without the heart field, because inside of us there's a knowledge of everything. Our heart is the most powerful magnet in the world, because we are connected with the source, with all of it inside of our hearts. Our heart is also a brain. In our heart we can find consciousness. You know everything about everything. You can go through every space-time and resonate with informations. Our heart is the microcosm. We can understand that we are divine spots. Maybe to understand how I understand the microcosm, this being, this eternal being which we are, this tiny little world which is holistic and functions like the big world, like universe, like God's world. I would like to, maybe in this first video, it's good to understand who are we? Who is this person living on earth right now, you and me? And I would like to take this and I will stop screen sharing so you can see better. In the beginning, there's nothing. Darkness. Mother field. And in this mother fields appears an intention, a sort of consciousness, a thought, a plan. And we can imagine a moment, it's like the Big Bang. In the same moment, everything is already there. All creation in one moment, all possibilities already there. And you are part of this. Your consciousness is part of this. There is an existence of one only consciousness, spirit. And we are entangled with this. And you can find it in your heart. And in your heart you can find everything. But who are you? A divine being? Let me take this. It's a circle. And when we can imagine also this is a point. And out of this point becomes a torus. It's beautiful, this torus. Who are we? That's the question. When I saw this nice little torus in the store, in a magazine, I said, wow, I can see everything in this construction. Imagine this in the middle. That's you. That's your personality. And all those strings, their lives, their personalities before you. And those personalities, they had experiences on Earth, on other planets, in universe. And the essence of each life is like the stars on the screen of our microcosm. Our microcosm, it's a screen of 360 degrees. It's our reality. And there were other people in this microcosm. Microcosm, it's a tiny little world, but it's the same as the big world. So when you got to, to start your life on Earth, already you will get all those experiences like mirrors, this essence of other persons before you in your microcosm. So this person inside, it's like a conglomeration of past memories or of parallel universes, which are here and now in the same moment. Maybe all this, just other parts of us. If we are childs of God and God is everything, we can imagine at least I am everything. There's only one consciousness. But we take a point of view to live in space-time. It's our experience, our exploration and matter. So imagine all this is you, but who are you? Just you are the reflections of all those vibrating energies of other consciousness who are doing experiences in this world, in space-time. When I ask myself, okay, but if I am only the addition of a lot of other point of views, other beings, what is the core? What is the center of everything? And the center, you can imagine, in the center of this personality, there is a lightning spot. There's an understanding of everything. There's the original personality of the microcosm. There is God consciousness. God consciousness like to do experiences in matter in a frequency which is limited, a lot limited. It's just reduced on some frequencies. We create and we perceive this reality in just some frequencies. And we think matter that exists really, and it's fixed. And matter can't move. But this is an illusion. There is not a tiny little thing which is fixed in the universe. Everything vibrates. Everything is moving. It's like a river. There is no stop. There is no, I would like to have this. And it's so nice. And I will rest with it. Doesn't exist. Everything flows. And we are floating in consciousness, having experiences. And it's a choice. It was a choice. And it's good. Even if we see good things and bad things. I think the question we can, or one thing which I understood in my life, when I live in duality, I can see the darkness and the light. There are evils and angels. There are behavior, and I can find it in myself also, which is cruel and detesting and wants to kill life, to give an end to expression, creativity, fantasy. There are those parts in myself also when light is coming up, wants to express itself in love, in sharing. And there's the mind. No, stop, not right now. Oh, we are seeing people suffering in this world. And also people loving, being one with nature. When you identify yourself too much with one of these sides, you get stuck into it. There are a lot of emotions. And when you have got the chance to take another point of view, to be the consciousness who is watching both sides, outside and inside, there is a sound, there is a voice of another room. And to get into this room, the silence where everything is already there, every question has got an answer. For me, that came out in the 2-point method, how I understood the 2-point method. And in the next videos, I'd like to share with you my experiences, the function of the 2-point method. That was just an introduction of where I'm standing, my point of view, and how I like to practice the 2-point method. I invite you to another video, which I will share in some days. The 2-point method for me, it's the fastest way to get into the source of yourself, into the spot where we are connected with everything. The 2-point method is the understanding when light becomes wave and infinitive possibilities. The 2-point method uses life itself, love itself, which is just coming through us, to give an order, a structure on everything we are doing, everything we are feeling, and also everything we are understanding of this world, also on our own life. The 2-point method is with the one consciousness and the power of our heart, we are allowed to put intentions in this world of creation. Intentions which leads us to a unified perception of living, a unified order where everything, every being has got his right place. Everybody with its unique being and expression will find just the right place to be joyful and on pleasure and gratefulness, doing movings, creations all together, to experience this infinite possibility to do creations also in matter, to understand how nature is made, to understand the laws of nature, to hear and understand the wisdom of animals, plants, trees, the wind, the fire, the earth, water. Water. Water is consciousness. Consciousness needs water to manifest. There are so many mirrors, examples, helps to understand what is life all about, what is love all about, what is light all about. The 2-point method helps me every day, and it's just being aware of something, to be with consciousness in the heart field and put things which are separated back together. I love you. See you next time. Thank you.